Hey, welcome. Good afternoon, guys. Right, first live for a little while. I am trying a few different things here today. I've picked up some software that should rectify the issue with the buffering that I have, that virtually has killed the live feeds that I'm able to do. However, I've ran into other problems, so that's not the only problems I have. So it's kind of this live feed is kind of a test to see how it works. Now, I'm not using the software at the moment for the buffering because I've got other issues I'm trying to rectify. Right now, I'm using my Sony camera as a webcam and it's plugged into a laptop, but I'm having a real problem. Hi, Terry. Hello, Luke. How are you? Yeah, you're the second one to comment, Luke. But I'm having a problem where, for some reason, I don't know why. I've tried a shitloads of different cables. It will not broadcast higher than 480p, and for me, that's not good enough. So, if I can't get this to work to broadcast higher than 480p, I doubt I'll ever do another live feed again. It's that bad. It's that bad. So if you have a look, check out in your settings and see if you can actually stream higher than 480p. I bet you can't. I mean, I'm looking at the video here, just on the laptop, and the footage just looks crap. It looks terrible. It's so pixelated that I just don't want to look at it. Because, I mean, I'm using a camera. It's worth quite a few dollars. And I'm not going to put up with this crap quality here. So, bit of a test. I was hoping I could get at least 1080p, and it should. YouTube does handle 1080p. I don't know why. I've got no idea why this will not work higher than 480p. There is no settings I can find anywhere. I've been mucking around this for the last 4 or 5 hours because I wanted to get a live video out today, so I thought I might as well just get this one out. So honestly, I feel like just pulling the air out. It's so frustrating. I thought I found a solution to fix this quality issue. I don't know why. I mean, I have used this. I have used this Sony camera before as a webcam, and it did stream in 1080p. So why it will not stream now, I've got no idea. Everything is set up exactly as it should be. I went through the manuals. I watched YouTube channels. Guys, I've been on it for 4 hours, and it just will not give me anywhere in the settings where I can change the resolution, and it's stuck on 480p. So yeah, it's just crazy. So here we go. Let's just see reading some of the comments down here. Um, David Moore says hi. Jeff Graham, how you going? Only 480, yeah. That's all it's uploading at. Hi, hi, Bundy boy. Bundy. Should be. You got it close. Hey, Luke, did you get out this morning with Buck and Ross? Yeah, it looks like you're having a great time with Buck and Ross there, Luke. That's awesome. So, I'd be so happy if this was broadcasting at 30,080p because I've got some software that I've been working on. I've been spending on weeks and weeks and talking to another tech guru, and we've found a way to stop the buffering so you can go live stream using Starlink and not have that buffering, but only if there's another source as well. So it uses two sources, two internet sources, such as your phone. You can tether your phone to your laptop, or you can go through your phone as well. It works on both iOS's, the Samsung phones, It works on your PCs. It works on your Macs, etc. I finally got this thing up and running today, and I've been wanting to test it, but it's not running at the moment because there's no point running it if I'm only uploading in 480p, because honestly I think in 480p I'd be surprised if you're going to see any buffering. So yeah, that's it. Bundy. Hey, Bundy. We got old Bundy rum. So awesome. He's still going around with Buck. That's good. Showing him the. I hope he's not getting too cold. I saw the big jumper that Ruff has been upgraded to. I remember when I first met Buck at that event where he froze that he always talks about. I was there as well. And in fact, I met a lot of you guys there, including like Bob Astor's the first time I met him. I was camp right next door to him. He was a classic kid. I met Rob from Australian Camping in 4 Drive. I met him for the first time at that event as well. Also met Brett Hooker there as well. I remember meeting Mud Duck there as well. And there's so many people, trying to think of them all. And I wonder if Steve and Annie, I wonder if I met you there for the first time or not. Or it might have been at another event down at Bluff Creek where I may have met you for the first time. I'm not too sure. I lost my brakes on the Pajero field yesterday. You're kidding? Wow. Yeah, I got some brake pads for my Pajero I need to replace, because when it was still sat there, I can't remember. That's right. There was I got a puncture in the right rear, I think it was, a while back. Man, this was about nearly a year ago, if I remember right. And the guy says, "Oh, your brake pads, you need to replace your brake pads. They're worn right down." I thought, "Oh shit!" So I started panicking. So I bought the brake pads. So I got the brake pads, and the go to attempt to replace the brake pads. So I got them out, and I looked at them. I mean, they still had half a brake pad treads left on them. Oh man, that was a classic trying to rip me off there. Because I said to the guy, "Oh, that's cool. I'll replace them myself." "Oh no, we can do them now." Needless to say, I'm not going to be going back to that tyre shop again. And plus, they gave me a quote for some tyres I was looking at, thinking about upgrading this too. And that quote they gave me was $100 dearer per tyre. So $400 dearer for the set over what I could get in Brisbane. So that's crazy. $400 more. So there's no way in the world the freight would have cost them $400 extra. It's just, I mean, this place was a rip-off place. And a lot of places in Bundy are like that. A lot of places are like that here, unfortunately. Just excuse me quickly. Well, my mouth is very dry. I've been here for the last 4 hours and I've hardly went into that. I haven't even had lunch because when I work on something, and particularly it's technical to do with computers, I just like to get in and just get it finished before I stop. And honestly, I had to give up with this. I had to give. So let me just get a can of Coke here. I've got a box of Coke in the car. It's not even in the fridge, but I'm so thirsty. I'm just going to drink it, not cold. So just bear with me. Actually, the funny thing is, these are actually fairly cold. Weird. So I don't think I'll have no problem drinking this. I'll just put a couple in the fridge here. Oh, nothing quenches the thirst like Coke does it? Ah, hear that noise. Ah. Actually, Terry was towing the van when the brakes let go. Because he was over at my place and he's heading back. Lucky he didn't have too far to travel. Terry doesn't live too far from where I live. So getting back to the story on the tyre, I couldn't believe that, guys? I couldn't believe it. But I thought, what the heck? I've got it off. I got new brake pads. They're real good Bendix heavy duty brake pads. They were on sale at the time. I think I picked them up for nearly half the price. So I thought I might as well replace them. So I got the new pads out and I go to try to put them in. But for the life of me, guys, I could not get the pads over the caliper. It looks like the push things that I can't remember what you call that pushes the pads in have to be pressed in. I pushed and pushed and pushed as hard as I could. I got a G clamp thing and tried this. I had to give up. I just had to put the old brake pads back on and leave it be. But it's true, that was nearly a year ago. So I probably seriously need to consider replacing the brake pads, but I got no idea how I'm going to push those calipers in far enough so I can fit the new pads in. Anyone got any idea how you do that? You need a brake pad piston tool, Phil. Here's a pen. I need to write that down because I won't remember that. There we go. It's classic. Do you like my Coca-Cola pen? Isn't that a beauty? Is that going to focus? There it is. That's me Coca-Cola pen. I've got another one with a camera on it. And I've got another one somewhere. I can't remember what it is. Is that upside down? Can you read that? Hang on. Which is the right way? Why does it look backwards to me? There. So that is actually a real pen, a Coca-Cola pen. So what is that thing called again? You need to come to Tasmania. I know, Luke. It's always been a dream of mine to go to Tasmania. A brake pad piston tool. Brake pad piston tool. There we go. That is noted. So the problem is I'm probably not going to be able to do it. I've got a stuffed up left arm and I've been doing too much of it of late. And it's been aggravating it quite a fair bit. So it's getting sore the last few days. Brake pad, hang on. Another suggestion here. A brake pad spreader. Brake pad spreader. Four in one. Okay. Works a treat. Whatever's the easiest out of the two. Okay. Yeah, Troy, and he was towing the van. Yeah. Yes, it pushes the cylinder back into the caliper. That's the one, the cylinder. I could not get that cylinder back in. Jeez, it was jammed tight. I tried and tried and tried. Far out was frustrating. Is that the pistol grip one you're talking about then? Pistol grip. I got no idea. Terry, I don't know anything about changing brake pads. It was my mum would be watching. What's the time now? It is almost time for that show, pointing something on Channel 9, 3 p.m. and an afternoon, Monday to Friday. Pointing something, I cannot remember. And plus, I'm not sure. Isn't there 2 or 3 games of footy on in Brisbane today? So I got to get the TV on Tojo, whatever it's called, so we can watch all the games this week. It should be good. I think Broncos play about 8 o'clock tonight. So yeah. Hey, who anyone is on Starlink? Have you noticed what's been happening the last 2 days? It's quite as weird, guys. It's weird, eh? Yeah, Starlink pushing a few buttons of late, eh? They are pissing off a few of their customers of late. In hindsight, they did break the terms and conditions. A lot of people do, and a lot of people think they can get away with it. But Starlink has been doing some very interesting stuff of late. For number one, just out of the blue, without letting anyone know, they got a totally different plan structure now. So just let me bring it up here. And so I just got my Starlink here and just bring it up. And where do I go? Hang on. Manage subscriptions. Okay. 1, 2, basically 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So as of about 2 days ago, right, Starlink has changed their plans. Some for the better, some for the worse. Now, for those that are on the what used to be called RB and then roaming, you don't have much to worry about. Everything's fine with you, unless if you broke one of the terms and conditions. And I'll let you know about that, and a lot of people have. And I'll explain to you about that. Well, now there's four options where you can enjoy. So there's your standard, what used to be called residential, like I've got now. It's now called standard. Okay, so that's a plan where you pay your what is it, $134 per month, I believe, and it's a stationary, so you cannot move it around. If you move it around, it'll say, hey, you're not in your designated location and you're stuck there. Now you can go online and change the home address when you move from one place to another if you're with residential, but I advise not to do that, because if you lose your allotted spot when you come back home, then you're up sheep's creeks. You cannot sign back on. You'd have to then change your subscription to roaming. So now there's another plan that's called, wow, I can hardly read that. Here we go, because it's so bright out there. The next plan is called Priority 1 terabyte. Now it gives you high-speed priority service for businesses and other high-demand users. So basically, it's what used to be the business plan. So it gives you a public IP address. It gives you priority support. There you go. Actually, a priority support. After using priority data, continue receiving unlimited standard data, okay, which is the same speed. So that's telling me that that's going to be a faster speed than what I've got now. But I wonder if it means that the standard, those with prior residential on the standard speeds are going to be cut down in the future, and then the speeds that we're getting to residential now will be available on the priority. So that I'm questioning whether that's the case. The next plan is called Mobile Regional. So that's what most of you are on. Though most of you are on, it used to be called RV. It's now called, it was now then called roaming. It is now called Mobile Regional at the $174 a month. So no change there, okay? So basically exactly the same what you got there. Although now you can actually pay an additional, it's around about, where is it? That's interesting. It's not on here now. Hang on, let me see. Okay. All right, so have they changed it again since I've checked? Because there was an option in here with Mobile Regional that you can actually add a priority plan onto it, priority data, which will then give you access not only on land, but also on a yacht, on a boat. And there's something I'm going to tell you about that's really important that's been coming out the last couple of days, where quite a lot of Starlink users are having issues now in regards to that, using their Starlink dishes offshore or on a boat. So if you're on a roaming plan and or you're on residential, you happen to be lucky to have residential plus portability and you got locked into that like I am now, take my word for it. Make sure you do not use that over water because they will turn around and shut your account down unless you pay for a priority service, which I'm going to mention next. The next one is mobile priority. So mobile priority is basically a plan that allows you to use your Starlink in motion. Okay, so that's another thing. If you've got Starlink, right, roaming, and you're using it in motion, I would suggest to stop straight away using it in motion while you're driving, because you might get one of these nasty emails from them that I'm going to talk about shortly. Another one, the next plan is mobile priority. Now, this plan is taken over the maritime plan. Okay, there was a maritime plan. Now, this plan for you guys as boaties, with your big boats and you want to use them out at sea, or you live on a yacht and you're traveling around the world and up and down the coast, you guys are so lucky because this is a plan for you. This is a plan for you. So mobile priority basically is, hang on, I've got to get in the dark because the writing is in dark grey against the black background. Oh, crazy. How do you expect people to read that? Okay, so mobile priority is $399 per month. I haven't spoken about prices yet. I'm going to come to that. But you're paying $399 per month, and that will give you priority data for the first 50 gigabytes. It says 50 gigabytes here. But let's have a read and see what they say. Use Starlink on the ocean or land across the globe with network priority, faster speeds, in-motion use, supported with approved hardware. Okay, so that's important, supported with approved hardware. So for you guys that have modified your standard, rectangular dishes flat and put them on the roof of the car, well, even if you go for your mobile priority, you will not be able to use that antenna. You have to, if you want to now use in motion use, you need to fork out about $3,000 for an antenna. So it's crazy, isn't it? $3,000. So proof hardware, see Starlink specifications. After use of mobile priority data, continue receiving unlimited mobile data on land anywhere in Starlink has service globally. So there you go. So you got 50 gigabytes. Once you use up that 50 gigabytes and you're off sea, your internet, your data's not, well, your connection is not going to work unless you're on land. Now, what's been happening of late, and if you go to some of the forums and the Facebook, the Starlink Facebook users group of Australia, there's a shitload of people there that have received emails of late that they have broken their terms and conditions, and their internet service is going to be cancelled on the 9th unless they join that expensive $399 per month plan, because they used their Starlink dish offshore. Now, there was one guy I was talking to on a chat a couple of days ago when he got the email. He told me he went over about 2 months ago. He went over to Moreton Island by boat, and he used the Starlink on the boat as he was motoring over there. And it was the only time he ever used it offshore, and they nailed him for him. Because the Starlink dishes, guys, have got a GPS tracker in them. So they know where you are. So what Starlink have been doing is going back, looking at the data, the history, and as soon as they see you being offshore or over water and used it, they send you that email and say, we are going to close your account unless you join up the priority data or the $399 a month plan one. So there you go. And that's happening on the 9th. So these people are not getting much time. So after the 9th, if you're looking for a Starlink dish, there's going to be a shitload of secondhand ones around. Unless, now, this has been happening a lot. Starlink bring out one policy or a plan, people have a huge uproar, and then they turn around and do a backflip and cancel it. So there's a good chance that may happen, or ACCC might come on board and tell them, hey, stop that, you're not having that happening. But there's a shitload of people that are having their internet connections going to be disconnected on the 9th of May unless they sign up to the $399 a month. And that's only because one instance, they used their satellite dish over water. So anyone out there with your satellite dishes and you're thinking about using on a boat or something, don't do it. Don't do it. So let's see what Friday's back. Yeah, it's Friday. What will it be called next month? Exactly. It's always changing. I'll have a Jack Daniels and Coke, Lukey. I wouldn't mind one too, Lukey. I think it's time for another trip to the Bundaberg Rum distillery. Guys, let me go get something. I want to show you something. See if I can squeeze in the side here beside the car. Just give me a minute. Right. Check this out. Check this out. Hang on. I gotta have a drink first. Oh, I got a magic card here, guys. I got a special one. Check this out. Check this out. Check that out. Bundaberg Rum Ambassador. I am now an ambassador for Bundaberg Rum. Ha ha ha! Hey, how'd I score that, eh? Hey? Isn't that a beauty? This is a special card, guys. I get discounts on drinks. I get free tours and free drinks at the end of the tour with this. Because this is regarded as a VIP card. VIP for the Bundaberg Rum Distillery. Hey? I bet you many of you haven't seen that, eh? Isn't that a beauty, eh? VIP card, guys. Get in for free. As long I've got someone joining me who's paying for the tour. So I can't, like, obviously, how awesome that would be. If I could just walk in, walk out, walk in, walk out, walk in, and end up with about 10 standard drinks. And some of it's the most expensive rum they got there. What a bargain. So obviously they figured a way to stop you doing that. So I have to have at least one paying guest coming with me. So they go into the tour, they pay, and I just say I'm with them, and then I get in for free. So basically, I'd say that's what they done that. Now, I used to be a VIP ambassador with them many years ago because I knew the lads there quite well there at the time. When I was a freelance photographer, I used to take photos for a muscle magazine called Street Heat Mag. So any of the really hotted up street car magazine it is, any hotted cars, done up like the old Monaros and Holdens and, the big block Chevys or whatever they do to them. I used to love using the Bundy Rum factory as a foreground in the images that helps to promote Bundaberg, etc., and so on. And that was an awesome place. So I used to ring them up. Could never do it today. I mean, the security in the place now is just phenomenal because they literally have billions of dollars worth of rum there. So they got high security fence all the way around it. It's like a prison ground, basically. And the fence is electrified. So you got to make sure you don't touch it when you go there. But I used to be able to go in the grounds and take the photos, and I had a VIP access and all that. Every time it's my birthday, every year, a bottle of the, hang on, let me go grab it. Oh, I might be struggling to get, damn, the camera's in the way. It's on that side, I can't reach it. A bottle of Bundy Black. No, not the Bundy Black, the Royal Liqueur. The Royal Liqueur. And when it's my birthday, I still will get a bottle of the Royal Liqueur at a discounted price. Quite a substantial discounted price. So I managed to get back on it. I managed to get back on an ambassador. So, because one of the ladies I was talking to when I was visiting there once, we just started talking about it, and I was telling her, yeah, I used to be a VIP ambassador and all that. And for some reason, they took me off. I don't know why. I said, I once got a message once, and they said you got to pay $500 a year to do it. So I thought, no, ditch it. And she was surprised. She was one of the office girls. She didn't know what was that about because the whole time she worked there, and she worked there for a long time, she never heard of any such plan as that. And she says, I'll tell you what, I'll put you back on it. I said, is it still going? She said, yeah. That's cool. So you ever come through Bundy, guys, and you want to go, and you know me through my channel, and you want to go to the Bundy Rum, I I'd love to tag along so I can get in free and get a couple of drinks, and you'll get a chance to meet me. Just send me a message. All right, no rain today. No, it's not raining today. What's it like down in Tassie? Is there much rain down in Tassie, Luke? Is Buck and Ross and Rafa handling the cold weather? More like I've got dibs with someone that I reckon before Buck gets back to mainland Australia, he'll have a diesel heater or a gas heater in his vehicle, in his caravan. It's don't tell me he hasn't ordered one yet. I don't want to lose. I know how cold Buck got. I was there at that event where he always talks about. It's the first time I met him. In fact, I met little Rafa beforehand. I remember the time I was sitting down, I was talking to Brett Hooker. So I was sitting at his camp, at his humongous big palace that he used to see set up. I don't know if you ever seen him, but back those days he used to set up about 5 or 6 Oz tents, and all linked up together and all covered in between. One of the Oz tents was like a garage for his push bikes. Another Oz tent to have one of his kids there. Another one, another kid. Another one he'll have like storing stuff for whatever camping, and amazing, the floors all covered. And I mean, it used to take him like half a day to set it all up. But boy, he's got a different setup now, hasn't he? I think he's seen the light now, like I have, and quick setups like I have now is the way to go. So I was sitting down, chair, having a chat, and this little dog walked around the front behind the car, and I looked at it, and I said to Brett, geez, Brett, that dog looks familiar. And he had a look, he says, yeah. And I said, far out, is that Rafa? And then all of a sudden he points his ears up and looks at me, and here's Buck walks around the side the car and walking up to me, and I was, whoa, I was in awe. It was a bit like a celebrity to me back then, because I was watching his channel so much, and a chance to meet him in person was absolutely awesome. So I've known him since then, and we've done many camps together since then, and always have a great time. So what's happening here now? Terry, where you going? Have to do some housework. See you on the next one. Okay. Weeks are flying. Got to get moving. Bye, Terry. Luke Reed, you charge Buck site sand rates. Howdy, Luke. You got the fire on? So has he ordered a diesel heater yet? Tell you what, if I was going over there this time of the year now in a van, shit, the first thing I'd make sure I'd have is a diesel heater inside it, even though I do like the cold weather. But Tassie's one place that gets freaking freezing, really cold. Mind you, I used to do a lot of bushwalking with lightweight backpacks, and you'd be surprised. I mean, I used to do 20, 25 Ks plus per day with a backpack that's you wouldn't even see behind me. It's that small. And I used to jump in a plane and go down New South Wales. I love the base from New South Wales there because I've got a nephew that lives there. Phil, just put another 200 lithium battery in. Better than a smelly diesel heater. Yeah, but battery's not going to heat you up. Unless you get one particular brand that I used to have. It used to get up to and whack a 130 amps load through it. The battery terminals used to get up to 85 degrees Celsius. Whack that in your caravan, and it'd be a a heater. Mind you, quite expensive heater, but could get very dangerous. I wouldn't mind looking at one day. I reckon, well, you know, if you've seen yesterday's video, you would have seen the bit of a promotion that I filmed with Terry on the Gubbarum camp that we're going to do, the get together camp. We get to meet us, and basically all the proceeds, everything is going to two charity events. So there's RSCQ Life Flight and the Arc Society or something, whatever they're called. I can never remember that. Too much to remember. But see, what's it called? Legends for Charity. I think it was Legends for Charity. It's going to be held on 9th, 10th, 11th. Check out on the 12th of 2024 next year. That we it's about 5 of us, six of us, per 6 or 7, include Annie, that we are organising this event. And the organising is going pretty good so far. A lot of work, eh? Far out, a lot of work. I'm glad we started early, so it's given us plenty time to organise this event. I reckon it's going to get pretty cool. August, one of the coldest months in around this area up in Queensland, northern New South Wales that we get now. And I know in that area, because I used to camp around that area quite a fair bit, even just in November night. I can remember at nights how cold it can get. So it might get a little chilly. So I wouldn't mind getting some additional heat up in there, and possibly a diesel heater or something like that. Or I've got all this 240 volt gear in here that I should be able to access, use what I've got here, and have a proper fitted electric blanket up there, etc. Going to test that through the year to see how that works. It'll be nice to have it so it's cozy, nice and warm, so I wouldn't have to wear a beanie or balaclava inside the rooftop tent, because that Bundu top is got really thick canvas, and it actually insulates surprisingly quite well inside that canvas. So, boy, I feel I'm booked in, have the site right next to you. Really? Oh, you might be, yeah, because Stephen and Annie are next to me, and I think the other side of me is Terry. I think Terry's the other side of me. And then Rob the Wanderer is beside him. And then there's Rob. So unless you're opposite to us, nearby in that area, you might be close by. So just seeing weeks are flying by. Any more comments? Oh, it's a shame. The comments are slowed down a bit. What's the time? We can stay on a little bit longer. Has this got a clock on it? 3:12. 3:12. Hang on, I've got a clock here. Yeah, 3:12. So we still got plenty of time before I head inside. I'm not sure what time the footy starts this Harvey. I believe there's a game on this afternoon and one tonight. If you know, let me know what time. 5 electric blankets, 1 diesel heater. You reckon that's what I'll need, Luke? You probably need... Oh, is that what Buck has bought? Has he got 5 electric blankets and 1 diesel heater? I tell you what, it's still warm here, eh? Still warm still too hot to go camping in this area here. It's quite nice and pleasant at night. It's beautiful at night. It did get down to about 10.5 degrees a couple of mornings ago. But now it's back up around 13, 14, 15. I think it might have been 16 minimum this morning. During the day, it's still about 27, 28. There we are, 28. Ambient temperature right now, where I am here now, it's 28. Humidity is about 50%, so it's not too bad, because it's only 50%, but that's still pretty high though. You can certainly feel it's humid. But how crazy is that? I mean, it's after 3 p.m. and it's 28 degrees Celsius right now. It's just crazy. And there's just no sight of this warm weather letting go. So, yeah, I just use Mr. Heater Portable in my camper trailer. Yeah, they're the ones that use the those canisters, the big Coleman canisters, aren't they? It's funny you mentioned that, chasing the sun, because I was actually cold there in Melbourne. I bring some of that cold weather up here. I was actually thinking about those. I was thinking, wonder what they'd be like inside my rooftop tent. But how safe would it be? What if it tips over and catches on fire? I mean, that's one way of getting warm, isn't it? But that'll be too warm. So, don't know, unless you can tie it back or something. Or while I was at the Aldi the other day to pick up those that 12 volt and the 240 volt electric blanket, they had a little portable fan heater there. It was only about that size. I had a good look at it to see if there was any way that I could maybe fasten it to one of the fold down arms that's on the corner, or tie it on there, because it's got two heat settings. It's got 1,000 watt and it's got a 2,000 watt. I reckon 1,000 watt would be all you'd need, but still, I mean, it's 240 volt. How safe would that be? And what if you accidentally kick it or something? So I just don't know. It was only about 25 or 29. I can't remember. It was less than $30 if I recall. So it was pretty cheap. Yeah, 5 electronic blankets. I don't know how many electric blankets I've got. Hang on, I've got the kick-ass one. I've got the what's the other one? The Aldi, 12 volt. So the kick-ass is 12 volt. The Aldi's a 12 volt. And I've got the 240 volt Aldi one. So I got 3. That's it. In fact, 2 days ago, I filmed another video. Remember I was talking about I wanted to do a 3-way comparison between 3 12 volt brands, 12 volt electric blankets. Well, it just so happened that Terry has the other one that I wanted to get, but no one had any stock of them. So he had that particular brand one. So I asked when he was coming there, because he stayed a couple of days here. He left yesterday morning, and I asked, can you bring it along and we'll do a 3-way comparison video. So I filmed that 2 days ago. The video's in a mess. It's got a shitload of editing to do. I wanted to get it out today, but there's no chance I'm going to get it out today. So I thought, instead I'll do a live feed this afternoon, and then I'll start editing and try to get it out either tomorrow or Sunday, because this is, as I said, it's a shitload I've got to edit out of it. But I'm doing a 3-way comparison. Okay. And the other one, you'll see in the video what it is. Some of you probably already figured out what brand it is. Yeah. it's kind of 50-50. It's not as good as I thought it was, eh? Or the hype it was getting. Because, yeah, I mean, honestly, guys, honestly, of all the ones that I've seen and tried, that 12-volt LD one, eh? That's a bee's knees. But they've all got advantages and disadvantages, so it all depends on your system and how cold it is where you're camping. The kick-ass one would be absolutely ideal, you know, like on nights that we're getting now. That's kind of, it's not freezing, but it's cold. Whereas if you're using the Aldi one, because it's got the constant temp, and like I've got this infrared temp gun here, right? And see there, I've got this, so using this, I can record the temp using this, and yeah, it's got up to 40 degrees Celsius. Pretty much all the blankets were approaching that, around those 40 degrees Celsius. So yeah, that's way too warm to have sitting on top of you, particularly if it's not really cold. So having the kick-ass one, with the fact that you can turn it right down, so it's got 3 heat settings, is a wonderful idea. But I hate the fact it's got that 45-minute cutoff timer. But mind you, I haven't tried it yet because it's not cold enough. It's not cold enough to use yet. I'm waiting for colder weather. Once the weather starts getting colder, I'm going to start using these electric blankets and see what's better. So yeah, they have a shut-off switch when knocked over. Really? Oh wow. Actually, there'd be one issue I could think of with that chasing the sun. Aren't you only supposed to use them outdoors? Because the carbon monoxide release of it when you use it. I'm pretty sure I saw one in the shop one day, and I think I even remember reading it, or reading it in a manual that says outdoor use only, not to be used indoor. So I'd be surprised. I'd be scared. Yeah, you can refill. Yeah, I know someone else who uses those gas canisters for their showers, like the one I got, and he refills them. I've got about 10 of those bottles that I've purchased over the years, and I purchased a few of them when they were really cheap. So I've got about 10 of them. After I go through them, if I ever do, because I hardly ever use that shower, I still prefer just to take a collapsible bucket and the kick-ass lithium little portable shower, and using the jet boil, couldn't remember what it's called. Use the jet boil, boil the water quickly in that, mix it with some cooler water so it's not too hot, and just have a shower like that. Because I went and bought one of those, as you know, those the gas, I can't even remember, again, I can't remember what it's called. Those gas canisters, the ones that, Lukey, remember you put me, you did a review about them. We first saw them on your channel. So I used it as few camps, but I've gone back to using my old trusty method of bucket. I don't know, I just found there was less fiddling around. I found there was a lot of mucking around, and it takes up more room in the vehicle. So I haven't used it in yonks. So it didn't really turn out for me, that thing. Yeah, so you're not chasing the sun. You said you use it inside your camper. Yeah, I personally myself, I'd be worried about the carbon monoxide. that's coming off it, because I'm pretty sure I read that you should only use them outdoor. But then in saying that, I've also seen heaps and heaps of videos over in the States, in the US, of people van camping in extreme cold weather, and they use those buddy heaters. They use, and I think it's the same, the Mr. Heater portable. And I think the Mr. Heater portable you mentioned there, it's the same as, unless that's a different one, Buddy Heater, Mr. Heater portable. Are they the same? Let's have a Mr. Heater portable. Unless you're talking a different. Oh yeah. Yeah, 129 at Anaconda. Yeah, gas, mate. Yeah. Yeah, they look cool, don't they? Oh, they were $200 on sale for 129 at Anaconda. So you'll never be cold in the great outdoors again with the Mr. Heater portable Buddy radiant gas heater. Yeah, Buddy. They say they got the name Buddy Heater. I think over in the States they're called a Buddy Heater. Over here they're called, well, I won't say that long name again. Easy to use, push button ignition, runs off the disposable 465 gram propane canisters, or connect to 9 kilo cylinder using a GM 110 hose sold separately. Fold down handle, runtime 24 hours. Chilly nights are inevitable. 3 built-in safety features: auto shut off, tip over. Oh, ODX oxygen depletion system. Oxygen depletion system. Yeah, because I was going to say, I've seen a shitload of van travelers camping van extreme cold weather in the US. They use those buddy heaters inside the vans. Output 9,000 BTU. Piezo ignition for hassle-free lighting. So, yeah, cool, aren't they? 3.6 kilos. Pretty lightweight. 12 months warranty. 129 at Anaconda. They've got another one here, a Mr. Heater portable little buddy for $99. So, interesting. So let me do a search for buddy heater. It'll probably come up. I need to look into them more. Yeah, it just comes up at the same unit. Good reviews. I see plenty of photos of people using them inside tents, etc. Snowies is always a good place to go to get information, research on canvas isn't airtight. Yeah, you got a point there. There's plenty of, although this thing here is very thick canvas, and that one, it's so thick that if I backed it up now, out in this, like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, the sun out, and I backed it up and closed all the windows, it's pitch black in there. So it's really dark. So it's like a dark room. That's how thick the canvas is. Question and answers. That's a good tip, guys. Snowies. Snowies.com.au. SNOWYS.com.au are a camping store that sells very, very good quality gear, but they buy it in big bulk. So then the price is about the cheapest in town. So you can go online and purchase in line, or they got two stores. They got a big store in Adelaide, and they've got a real big store in Brendale, in near Brisbane, called Snowy's. You ever get a chance, go check them out. And you go on their website and you look up a product, and they've got a heap of information on here, like 23 questions and answers. Like, people have asked about the butane stove bottles, people have asked about the hose, will it work on a normal gas pot, heater type and hose, how long would the heater go for connected, and they answer all these questions. They test all these items out, and if they don't know the question to an answer, they then will go and ask the manufacturer, or they'll open one out of the box, Snowy's will, and test it and let you know. Do you need a regulator to run it? Can I connect to 4.8? Here we go. Can you use this in a caravan with carbon monoxide alarm in the van? Let's see what they say. It is not recommended to use the Mr. Buddy heater in a caravan, even with an alarm, as it is not designed for safe use in confined spaces. Yeah, just as I thought. So, yeah, let's see what other questions there are. Regulator needed. What heating can you recommend for camping vans? See what they say. Mr. Heater Portable Buddy is most likely the best option while it can't be connected to a battery source for. Hang on. I'm looking for something small, not too expensive, not heavy, and to which I can easily attach gas or battery to, or not keep it on. I will not keep it on once I go to bed. So they actually are recommending the Mr. Buddy one for that. Is it safe to use in a caravan? It is not recommended to use the type of heater in confined spaces. Be good if someone asked, here we are, can I use this inside the tent? We use ours to warm the tent up on freezing nights before we go to bed, but you should leave a couple of windows open slightly. Never go to sleep with any fuel burning device in an enclosed space ever. And another one's answered the same question. We wouldn't recommend using this or any other gas heater in a fully enclosed area like a tent. I personally love to use mine under my front awning with a cup of tea. The warmth still carries through into the tent. So as I thought, just got to be very careful if you use them inside your tent. I don't think I would feel safe to use one inside the tent. So, but a lot of people seem to be getting away with it. Oh, the bazooka water tank for the shower. Yes, that's the ones where you. Oh, Snowy's also has a podcast that answers heaps of questions as well on YouTube. Oh, sweet. I never came across their podcast. Phil, next year at the camp, bring a 6-pack over every night and plug into my van. A 6-pack? No, I got a huge fridge here. I could put plenty of drinks in here. I probably won't be drinking too much. Oh, I'll have some drinks. I'll certainly be bringing over some. Geez, lucky I didn't knock over my can of Coke. I certainly will bring over some rum and Coke or Bundy Dark, and actually something strong that'll really warm me up. So I had this really expensive drink there, Sarano or something, I think it was called, that I had when I went on one of the free tours the other day. And boy, I drank it straight a little bit. And boy, I tell you what, it heated you up. So something like that to bring along would be good. I'm just eating some lollies because I'm hungry. In fact, guys, now's the time. I have got sitting in the fridge a really nice rib steak, rib beef, whatever it's called, marinated. just ready to go in my winter well folding oven. So I'm going to cook up with probably a little bit of coals at the bottom. So I'm going to cook up for dinner tonight. So I need to pack this up now and go in the house and start cooking that. Otherwise, I'm going to end up having tea too late tonight. And I haven't had lunch and I'm already hungry. So I might give this a call shortly. When a camping with Rob, we'll talk when the final part. Heat a caravan for boil a big saucepan. I used